Today we were fishing the Northwest Channel. What that is this basically this main channel that runs from the Gulf of Mexico down to the Atlantic, just west of Key West. The main harbor here is pretty much a big traffic jam of boats and cross traffic and stuff. So whenever we tend to head out to the Northwest Channel, we always tend to go up to this upper edge up here. Primarily it's sandy, flat bottom, so all we do is we cruise around, find any kind of broken up structure on the bottom, rocky edges, whatever, and then anchor up and do really well on the groupers, yellowtails. This spot is really good because of the fact on windy days it could be blowing up to 15 knots from the east, which is predominantly where our wind comes from, where it's a bit too rough to get out on the reef or go offshore. So we can come out here and the actual keys will block the wind, so it makes it manageable. And we can get, like I said, all the different reef species, including some of the pelagics like kingfish, and then the permit will come through here as well because it is a major thoroughfare between the Gulf and the Atlantic. Set up anchor and put out some big chunk baits. We didn't have time to get any live baits, so I was using big chunks of bonita. Usually when we go offshore, if we catch a bonita, we just throw it in the freezer, and then anytime we go snapper fishing or grouper fishing, we'll just take one of those and use as cut bait. Primarily, I try to use ballyhoo, live ballyhoo on the bottom with a knocker rig, but it was just a bit choppy out there, and the ballyhoo were staying kind of far away and didn't have a lot of time to mess with them to net them or even catch them one-on-one. They were being very skittish because of all the choppiness. So just use a chunk bait, worked really well. I will say that we made the mistake of actually putting chum blocks out, which we shouldn't have. I caught the red and the gag grouper right at the beginning before we even had the chum bag out. As soon as we put the anchor down, I hit them one after another. Problem, what happens is you put the chum back out and then everything comes up to the boat. We had all the grunts, the yellowtails, the mangroves, sharks, rays, just everything over there, and it just kind of made of a cluster. And since we're using cut bait, everything was just pecking away at them as soon as it hits the bottom, so it never really gave the chance to pull any of the groupers in after that. It would have been much better to have live bait and chum, or at the minimum, since we were using cut bait, is to not even use the chum at all, throw the lines out and just hit different sections around the boat with that big chunk bait and try to find out the little holes that they were staying in. But anyways, check it out. Thanks.